A private motion to establish a joint select committee for a legislative formula for parliamentary autonomy was moved by opposition Senator Wade Mark during today's sitting of the Senate. One aspect he focused on was the functional autonomy. He said currently the public service is the body responsible for hiring parliament staff, and he believes this should not be so.
How can the Public Service Commission be appointing our staff to work in the parliament? It means the same way how they could appoint, they could disappoint. And they can move our public officers who are here out of this place at any time on a promotional basis. What will happen to our institutional memory and knowledge? It will go. You think Parliament is a picnic or a tea party? It's a special skill, a special art.
He said one part of the legislation that should be considered is making all non-government members full-time members.
But every one of us who are not a cabinet minister have to work to make two ends meet. How are we going to supervise, Madam President, effectively? Yes, Madam President. How are we going to supervise effectively? How are we going to keep the government in check, Madam President? How are we going to scrutinize this government effectively if we do not operate on a full-time basis?
Minister of Trade and Industry Paul Ogopi-Skun said the process should not start with a joint select committee.
Saying to you, if this is such an important matter, why are we then ignoring the stakeholders and moving straight to the joint select committee to finalize this matter in a very short time? I'm saying that this says to us that the conversation with the population must be restarted.
She also added that government was not afraid of parliamentary autonomy, as said by Senator Mark.
Yes, we're saying yes, parliamentary autonomy, but I'm also saying it's not so easy to achieve this absolute autonomy which you speak of, and that indeed that's what you're speaking of, the parliament being fully autonomous.
Independent Senator Dr. Danisha Mahabir supports the idea of an autonomous parliament. Dr. Mahabir said an autonomous parliament will have its own financing committee and control its own budget. He recommended that the parliament follow the THA model. Dr. Mahabir said an autonomous parliament would also mean that the parliament can take care of its own plans and equities.
The Red House should not be taking so long to be restored. It shouldn't be. Because in an autonomous parliament, we will follow the model of the Canadian parliament. Every time there is a break in the Canadian parliament, they go on a repair mission. You don't visit the parliament then. They are repairing their tiles, their ceilings, their sandstone, everything, so that the parliament building is not likely to go into major disrepair.